After the go out of the father and daughter too, Tham Lang came to greet Vuong Lim. He inquired about Vuong Lim's health over the past few years and asked about the well-being of the daughter of the Duke's mansion. Tham Lang dared to play big today because he knew that Vuong Lim harbored resentment against Trong Tan, the new son-in-law of Tu Quang Don, 3 years ago during a hunting session led by Kim Mok Lan. A bear was lured toward Tham Lang by her soldier, Tham Lang, who was quite idle 3 years ago and had a hobby of playing with flowers, was oblivious as the bear approached. Fortunately, Kim Mok Lan intervened in time to save him, due to the injuries inflicted on commoners during her hunting session. Kim Mok Lan took Tham Lang home to care for him. At that time, Vuong Lim, a distant relative of the Duke's mansion, had just been elected. He liked Kim Mok Lan and, to win her favor, volunteered to teach Tham Lang. However, Tham Lang was too foolish at that time, forgetting the basic characters after learning 10. And Vuong Lim didn't even get to meet Kim Mok Lan during the entire teaching period. This made Vuong Lim's intention to pursue Kim Mok Lan more difficult. Furthermore, while teaching Tham Lang, Vuong Lim continuously cursed Trong Tan. So Tham Lang knew there was a feud between the two, prompting him to take this gamble. Regarding Tham Lang's inquiries, Vuong Lim remained silent, advising him not to casually mention the daughter of the Duke's mansion. After that, he ignored Tham Lang and led soldier away. Feeling Vuong Lim's contempt, Tham Lang was now ready to become Vuong Lim's adversary. His plan was to marry Kim Mok Lan, so he proceeded confidently. Tham Lang left CMM2's house, and Mayan Makwaiba still followed him. At this time, Thi Thien Thien had not left yet. When she saw Tham Lang approaching, she called him and said that she never expected him to learn the dyeing profession because of her. She offered him a deal, suggesting that if he agreed to return and work as a dyer for the Thi family, she would pay him 10 gold coins per month. Furthermore, if he shared the formula for dyeing 7 colors, she would arrange the best bedroom for him. Initially dismissing me as useless, she even kicked me away. But when she saw that I had some usefulness, she wanted to pull me back into the household as a servant. Do you think who is Tham Lang? Handsome, but not crazy. Why would he learn the dyeing profession just for her? Thi Thien Thien is overly self-centered. Tham Lang didn't bother to respond and decisively walked away. Unable to persuade him, Thi Thien Thien resorted to threats. She warned him, "Don't forget, you still owe 1,000 gold coins. If I don't get the formula for dyeing 7 colors today, you'll understand the consequences. A master can escape, but the temple remains. I know that you can't bear to abandon your family. You have 14 hours until sunset. Remember, before the sun sets, we will come to your house to collect the money," said Mayan 13 as he left with his sword. Tham Lang had an unexpected realization. It seemed that Mayan Hone had been discussing this matter with the Thi family for a long time. Even if he were to hand over 1,000 gold coins, it wouldn't hold much significance. Surely, tonight the black-clad group would take action. They would use the lives of his parents to force him to surrender the formula. Furthermore, even if he did comply, unless he spent his whole life as a servant for the Thi family, otherwise, his family would never be at peace. Now, he had to come up with a one-time and permanent solution to this problem. After careful consideration and gathering information, Tham Lang went to a street in Hien Vu City, patiently waiting for Kim Mok Lan and her Kim family to return from the parade. From a distance, the sound of horse hooves approached, and people on the street shifted to make way for the procession. As the main character, Tham Lang had to play differently. He timed it perfectly, stepping into the middle of the road just as Kim Mok Lan rode by on her horse. In his mind, he carried the thought, "Wife, 3 years ago, you saved my life. Why not save me once more and then take me home?" As soon as this thought crossed his mind, he heard a thud, Tham Lang was struck by a horse hoof, causing his face to pale, and he collapsed to the ground. Thinking he had only sustained minor injuries, he unexpectedly lost consciousness from the impact of the horse's hoof. Kim McLean immediately halted her horse, and at this moment, Tham Lang lay sprawled on the ground. Kim McLean approached for a closer examination. And her first impression of Tham Lang was that he was very handsome and looked oddly familiar. Kim McLean reached out to check Tham Lang's breath. Seeing that he was still alive, she ordered her subordinates to take Tham Lang back to the Marquis's mansion for treatment. She would not allow commoners to die under her horse's hooves, whether Tham Lang was genuinely unconscious or feigning it. The decisive moment determining his fate had arrived, whether he could save his family, whether he could defeat the T family and Mayanhone, and whether he could enjoy a life of luxury and prosperity all depended on his subsequent actions. Swiftly, Tham Lang was lifted onto a horse and taken to the Marquis's mansion, located in an estate beyond Haiyan City, over 20 kilometers away. The Kim family, as Marquis of Haiyan was a prestigious lineage spanning 100 years, granted 500 hectares of land upon receiving when Tham Lang regained consciousness in a daze. He was overwhelmed by the grandeur of the place compared to the Marquis's mansion. The T family's home seemed insignificant. Upon returning home, Kim McLean promptly informed her parents of the positive outcome of the martial arts demonstration. Kim Trak was pleased to hear his daughter's report, but quickly appeared troubled. Upon inquiry, Kim McLean learned that Viet Quoc was currently implementing a new policy reducing military power and reclaiming land from the noble class on a large scale. New and old forces in the realm were undergoing a shift in power, and a storm was brewing. At present, even the Marquis's mansion was facing a perilous situation. Kim McLean later affirmed that she would not marry and was willing to spend her entire life with her parents to reform Kim Thay. Hearing this, Kim Trak became even more distressed. He had 2 children besides Kim McLean. There was a younger son named Kim McTheng, but judging by Kim Trak's expression, it was evident that this son was not well regarded. At this moment, a messenger arrived with the news, and someone wanted to request an audience with Kim Trak to discuss the princess's marriage. Initially skeptical, Kim Trak reluctantly agreed after learning that this was the man his daughter had rescued on the way home. Tham Lang was brought in, and due to the urgency of the situation, he went straight to the point after greetings. I've heard that the Trak family wishes to propose a marriage alliance. Trak Hing Tuyet wants to marry Princess Kim McLean. As Tham Lang finished speaking, the entire Marquis's mansion was shocked by this intelligence, judging by their expressions. It seemed that the Trak family was a formidable and prestigious lineage in Viet Quoc, and the Trak the family held high authority, being favored by the king. Tham Lang provided detailed information, stating that he had gathered this intelligence while at the T family's residence. Despite some skepticism from Count Kim Trak, he immediately dispatched someone to verify the information. Simultaneously, he assured Tham Lang that if the information proved true, he would reward him generously. Tham Lang expressed his gratitude to the Count, already envisioning the beautiful days ahead, as long as he could stay in the Marquis's mansion. He was certain he could find a way to win over Kim McLean and eventually marry her. Not long after, the reconnaissance mission returned to report their findings, just as Tham Lang had stated. Last night, Trak Lam, the general of the Trak the family, arrived in Ngeong and has now reached Haiyan City. Both Tham Lang and Kim Trak, upon hearing this news, were horrified. The Trak the family acted too swiftly, and the Marquis's mansion would not be able to react in time. Tham Lang faced the risk of losing his wife. Faced with this situation, Kim McLean immediately drew a dagger with the intention of disfiguring herself. Kim Trak swiftly knocked the dagger out of her hand, preventing her from committing such a reckless act. He genuinely wanted to protect his daughter. But every method seemed futile. At this moment, Kim McLan, wanting to save her family, chose to sacrifice her own happiness. She advised her father to organize a wedding for her today. If the family arrived, it would be too late. Though reluctant, Kim Trak, seeing his daughter's earnest plea, gritted his teeth and wrote a marriage proposal, listing 5 names, and ordered his subordinates to summon these 5 individuals. As the servants prepared to leave, Tham Lang stepped forward to nominate himself. If he didn't seize this opportunity now, he would lose it. He approached Kim McLan, saying, "Miss McLan, I also want to marry you." Before Kim McLan could respond, Count Kim rose, demanding to kill him. Fortunately, the Countess intervened, advising against it, stating that while Tham Lang might be somewhat clever, he still lacked understanding of the world. Therefore, it would be sufficient to send him back to his family. Thinking that Tham Lang had no chance, unexpectedly, Kim McLan recognized him and called him Stupid Small, a nickname that even Tham Lang found bewildering. It turned out that in the village, there was a person named Stupid Big who was close friends with Tham Lang since childhood. Tham Lang had always been naive and simple, making the title Stupid Small most suitable for him. Moreover, McLan learned about these details while investigating him. From then on, she viewed Tham Lang as if he were a child. Recent events had disappointed her in the deceitful adult world, making her appreciate the innocence of children even more. McLan's sister, "I also want to marry you," Tham Lang asserted. Confidently embracing his foolishness, Kim McLan immediately agreed to give him a chance, although Count Kim Trak wanted to intervene. Seeing his daughter smile, he reluctantly allowed Tham Lang to take the last position on the list. 2 hours later, the young men were sequentially brought into 6 rooms for the selection process, and the sole judge for this groom selection was Kim McLan. Time was pressing, and before noon, she had to choose someone, marrying him immediately later in the evening. The selection of the groom in the Marquis' mansion officially began. In the first room was Vin Liam, the captain of the guards of High Vu City. As soon as he saw McLan, his heart leaped like a squirrel in his chest, and his face displayed a twisted obsession. Vin Liam had been childhood friends with Kim McLan, and he attained the position of captain in hopes of being closer to her within the family. Everyone thought he would be the chosen husband for Kim McLan. Approaching Vin Liam, Kim McLan posed a question: "What can you bring to me in the future?" Understanding McLan's priorities, Vin Liam knew that what she valued most was the 1,000-year legacy of the Marquis' mansion. Vin Liam replied, "After marrying me, I will take the success service examination and become a scholar from now on. With your martial skills and my literary knowledge, we will undoubtedly enhance the dominance of the Marquis' mansion, ensuring the prosperity of the Kim family's 1,000-year legacy for generations to come." "Thank you," Kim McLan said, turning away. Next, she went to the room of the second person, McX. "Young master, if you become part of the Marquis' mansion, what can you bring to me?" "I will take the civil service examination, become a top combatar, lead the Marquis' cavalry in battles everywhere, and elevate the Kimtha family to new heights," McX replied. "Thank you, young master." Kim McLan continued to visit the rooms. The 3rd, 4th, and 5th individuals were all members of the Kimtha family. For all of them, McLan posed a question, and the answers she received were nearly identical. Finally, it was Tham Lang's room, the last position on the list. "Tham Lang, if you become part of the Marquis' mansion, what can you bring to me?" Kim McLan asked Tham Lang. Tham Lang pondered, "What can I bring?" Indeed, Tham Lang could bring many things. Firstly, he had divine eyes, capable of diagnosing and treating any blockage of meridians if his wife's cultivation was hindered. Moreover, with his extensive knowledge of computers, He could help Kim to forge the best weapons. However, he was certain she wouldn't be interested in such matters. What would touch her heart? That is freedom. As long as you don't trap me and love another man, you can do whatever you want. Tham Lang innocently replied. In response to this kind of answer, Kim McLan blushed with anger. Trap, you truly are a fool. Utterly lacking any sincerity, Kim McLan scolded before storming away. However, Tham Lang wore a satisfied smile, saying, No sincerity, you say. My keen eyes have already seen through your intentions. Don't underestimate your future husband after checking everyone. Kim McLan went to her parents to report the results. Count Kim Track, upon hearing the news, immediately asked whom she had chosen between Van Liam and McX so that he could prepare the invitations. The husband I've chosen is Tham Lang, Kim McLan said. Count Kim Track, upon hearing this, seemed as if he were about to faint.